Today, I'm not really, today isn't about product. I think what Terry was saying is we have something pretty exciting. I'm doing this a long time, 23 years in hybrid LTC, worked for Genworth and now going on my 8th year with One America. And, carriers are always trying to come out with new tools, new resources, new marketing initiatives to help agents and advisors drive more business. And I've seen a lot of things launched. I have never seen anything as profound and impactful as what we did last year. And I'm going to go into that. We partnered with a platform called Insight, which is been out for a little bit. This is a life insurance multi-quoting tool, kind of like a StratDecision, a WinFlex, Pipeline, what have you. But what's so unique about Insight, it also has the capacity to do, and no one else is using this and link benefits the way we are. It transforms the mundane, often hard to understand, and very often hard to explain illustration that has no life to it. It just has numbers and rows and columns and a lot of things that are hard to understand. It takes the illustration and puts it and frames it into a story that quite literally helps you as agents and advisors position long-term care from a place of need and why clients really are buying this, to helping them really understand and visualizing what their benefits are going to look like, what they're going to get in terms that anybody can understand and anybody can explain. It transforms an illustration into a presentation and makes it a story. And this is what we've been missing. I hear it all the time. Your products are very robust. Feels like you have 7 products I have to learn. I don't really know how to sell long-term care. This takes away and demystifies all of that. So if you don't really have a good conversation that when you're going in and discussing long-term care and why it needs to be a part of any essential life plan, especially heading into retirement to protect assets and the family, this absolutely creates and changes that and gives you a way to present this in a way that is making clients get to that yes. So we're going to show you how this works and what that is. But before I do that, I am going to spend, just 4 minutes on, for those of you who haven't seen our product, I'm just minimizing my window there, how it works. Our whole product suite's called Care Solutions. Oh, wait, someone wants to get admitted in. Let's do that. And it's really based on, it feels like we got 7 products. We don't. We got 2 products. We have asset care, which is whole life combined with long-term care. And then we have annuity care, which is an annuity combined with a very fully featured, high-functioning Cadillac long-term care policies. Both of these, whether it's asset care or annuity care, in zero capacity are you compromising the functionality of a long-term care policy. As a matter of fact, generally, our long-term care functionality is better than a traditional long-term care policy. It has everything that has and more, with the benefits of having, no matter what happens, value for the client. They die and never need it, they're getting a tax-free death benefit. They want to get their money back, they can quit and get cash value. They need it for long-term care. Well, with us, they're going to get a lifetime of long-term care, peace of mind knowing their benefits never run out. Very, very simple. And it starts off with, why is this not advancing? It starts off with the base policy is life insurance, or it could be annuity. It doesn't matter. You choose. It creates a death benefit when you fund the base, which we can do all these different ways. A single premium, a recurring annual premium, which can be paid monthly. We could do a 5-pay, 10-pay, 20-pay policy. We can use qualified money, which is a very exciting way to fund our solutions. IRAs, 401ks, or 403bs will fund the policy. We'll even use inherited IRAs, 401ks, or 403bs to fund this. And then, of course, we have our annuity solutions, which is just an annuity base with the unlimited continuation and benefit rider. So really exciting products that we have with exceptional standout features, very unique advantages you're not going to see anywhere else, starting with waiver of premium. You go on claim, you stop paying premiums. Not only do we waive the premiums, we're still going to consider that premium was paid into the policy that year, even though it was waived. There is no waiting period to receive benefits with us if you start off on claim at home, which happens greater than 70% of the time. 0-day elimination period for home care, built in. These are all built in. The elimination period for facility is 90 days, though, but for home care, it's 0. By the way, if you do start off on claim at home, where your premiums are waived and your benefits start day 1, once you're at home for 90 days, that will have satisfied your 90-day facility elimination period. So should you ever need to go into assisted living or nursing, you walk right in and benefits are paid. We offer international coverage, which is certainly important down here in South Florida and in many other states, of course. And our policies, our calling card is always unlimited benefits. You can never outlive your long-term care benefits. They don't run out. We're joint life. 2 people can apply on 1 policy, which is significant. You get an enormous amount of buying power as a couple, only having to put in 1 premium. And claims concierge is such an important feature of how our policy works. When you file a claim or when your clients file a claim, they're going to call our claims department, which, by the way, is not some offshore call center. They are calling our corporate tower in downtown Indianapolis and getting assigned to them a claims concierge representative. This is a red carpet, white glove treatment. The person that works their case is the only person the client will ever speak with in the claims department. They're not going to call up and get a different person every time. They get to establish a relationship and have a concierge-like experience with one person. They'll never have to explain their story twice. It's a really big part of our policy. And here's all the different ways we can fund the policy. We talked about that. Single premium, recurring premium, qualified money. We have guaranteed return of premium. You never, ever lose a dime. If you want all your money back, you can get every penny back with the return of premium option. So just wanted to briefly touch on the products for those of you who may or may not have heard of or been through any of the product presentations in the past. But what today is really about is about how we have transformed the illustration into a presentation. We're literally calling it a presentation. And I want to give a little more cadence to this. There's a way I can, where's zoom in on this? I thought I can zoom. I wanted to make this a little bit bigger, but I don't even think it's necessary. No, we didn't mean to do that. Let's get out of that. Oh, so anyway, this is the new illustration. And by the way, you can always get to the older illustration. It's right here. Up here it says see quote. So if you click this, this is going to open up. At any point, the client's going to always see, oh, it's been updated since presentation was created. Please. Oh, okay. That's interesting. Yeah, this was an older one that I've run, so don't worry about that. Let's go back to, but the quote is there. So this is the new illustration. It's really called a presentation. And the first part of this is all about selling the need. It's all about positioning why long-term care is important. You know, if you're going in with just a hypo, you're talking about premium, benefits, dollar cents, that's it. You're going to be only moderately successful in positioning long-term care. You need to hit on the hot buttons. What is getting people to really say yes? What turns illustrations into applications? And it starts with this. You may not need care, but what if you did? 3 things to consider how this impacts your family. How does long-term care impact your spouse? What about your children? What about the family dynamics when the kids have to start taking care of you? And then what about financially, how it impacts you, your retirement income? Length of care is a big deal. You know, the average length of care varies, but, you know, for females, 3.7 years, males, 2.2, all this information is here. There's up to a 70% chance you're going to need long-term care. It really puts it into perspective why clients need to do this. We're living twice as longer. So as you live into your 80s or 90s, the chances you're going to need care are dramatically increased. And what about Alzheimer's? Nearly 6 million people are suffering from this, and it's one of the biggest prognosticators of people needing long-term care. What about how long-term care impacts your retirement portfolio? In just a few years, look how this could massively reduce and impact your living expenses, especially for the healthy spouse that doesn't need care. We have a great cost of care site where you can go in and put in the state, and it'll tell you what the cost of care is today, monthly and annually, what it'll look 10, 15, 20, 30 years down the road. Well, we ran an illustration. It imports into this. It knew that the client was in Florida, so you don't have to go and visit the cost of care site. Right now, here on the presentation, it's showing you that the average cost of care annually in the state of Florida is a little over $75,000. So that brings that information here. Although you can click this link and it'll bring you to the cost of care site, but you now no longer need to leave and go look at that. It's brought right here into the presentation. And I love this. This is another one of those things that really puts into perspective the cost of long-term care. It's another sales idea selling tool. This is showing you for every $1,000 of long-term care expenses that you're going to incur, there's basically only 4 places you can pull the money from to pay for that. You can use your qualified assets, you can use your non-qualified assets, or you can use cash, or you can transfer the risk to an insurance company. Now, if you use qualified money, for every $1,000 of long-term care expenses, it's going to cost you $1,300 because of your income tax. If you to use non-qualified investments or assets for every 1,000, it's going to cost you $1,150 because of capital gains. Or of course, you can just use cash, and that's just dollar for dollar, which isn't a great way to insure against something that has a 70% chance of happening. Or finally and wisely, for every $1,000 of long-term care expense, if you've transferred the risk, you're going to pay roughly 33 cents on the dollar. If you needed long-term care, which bucket would you want to pay for every $1,000 of long-term care expense? Really puts it into perspective. And we talk about here with asset care, the 3 different ways the policy is going to cover you. You're going to get coverage for long-term care with a lifetime of benefits. You're going to get a death benefit to leave behind if you never need it for anything. And of course, if you want your money back, you'll have access to cash value. Live, quit, or die. There's always value here. And then, of course, very importantly, look, we're talking about an industry that just 15 years ago had 150 companies selling long-term care. Now there's 5. So it's really important to know about the company behind it. And you don't need our financials. It's all right here on the presentation. Over 35 years in the industry, we're A+ rated, and we are a mutual company. Our parent company has been around for nearly 140 years, since 1877. So this is part 1 of the illustration. Frames the need, gives you a way to discuss long-term care as a plan, why it's so important, and really puts it into their head that this is something they really need to take care of. The second part of the illustration is now where we really start talking about what their premium dollar is buying, what the benefits are going to look like, but it's now put into terms that they're going to easily understand. Instead of showing you the long rows and columns, year 1, year 2, accumulated value, death benefit, what have you, this is conversational. And what it's showing, and when you create this illustration, you could choose whatever age you want, but we're showing you is Mr. and Mrs. Jones, is if Mr. Jones, you were to go on claim at, say, age 80, and Mrs. Jones, if you were to go on claim 2 years later at 82, but we can make this whatever we want. So this is going to show you what your benefits are going to look like at these ages. And that's what you want to know. You're selling this to a 60-year-old. They're not going to need this now. They're going to need this in their 80s. They want to know what it's going to look like then. So this is showing you what LTC benefits would be received at 82. So if one of them was to go on claim, and we do this because there's some ambiguity to this. We see a monthly benefit here of $7,225. And the agent and or the client might be asking, well, is that per person? How does that work? Here it's really clear. If one of you were to go on claim, you would get a monthly LTC payout of $7,225. That would annually translate to 86,000 and change. If you were both to need benefits, well, you would obviously get double that. So it makes it very clear that this is per person. If you both went on claim at the same time, you'd get 14,450 or a buck 73 a year. Tremendous value on what they're paying for. Down over here, we're showing what your death benefit is, and it explains it in terms that they can really understand. This is a second to die policy. It says if both insureds have passed away, and you could put whatever age here, it doesn't matter, the death benefit doesn't change, they would pass on, in this example, 133,000. And then, of course, it's still the live, quit, or die strategy. They're always getting value, right? If they live, they're going to get all these benefits for long-term care. If they die, they're going to get this benefit. But down here, it's the cash value if you quit. And really what it says here is if you need emergency funds, and it shows you what the cash value would be. And here we're showing it at age 70. But we could change this to age 80. And of course, the cash value would look better because this was an ongoing premium solution. So it's really explaining this out in terms that anyone can explain, anybody can understand, instead of using rows and columns and using terms like accumulated value and what have you, and all these different policy years are there. Really makes a lot of sense. This slide over here talks to the value of lifetime benefits. These are some of our largest claims that we've had, very expensive. Now here, this is a really interesting little resource, and this is a slider. Now, this doesn't work when you send out the presentation as a PDF, which is what we're looking at today. You can send this out as a PDF. It's static. You can't change the ages or anything. But the other thing you can do when you're creating the presentation is you can get a hyperlink that will allow your clients to view this exact same thing, but it would be web-based. And in doing that, they would be able to use this slider and drag it left to right and change the ages they were to go on claim. Because what this is a powerful tool. What this shows you is if they were to go on claim, this is the first year on claim, how much benefits we would pay out. Then you could slide it over and it would show you year 2 what it would look like. Over here, the slider's all the way over to like 30 years out, and it shows all the benefits, or not 30 years out, but certainly many years, all the benefits that we would have paid out to him and her and in total. But even just after 3 years on claim, with him being on claim for 2 and her on 1, it's like 300-400 grand. You could really see the value of what they're getting from all the LTC benefits paid out. Then, of course, we explain all the places you can use your benefits. What is long-term care when you can't do 2 out of the 6 ADLs? You can receive this in your home. You can receive this in an assisted living center. You can receive this, of course, in adult daycare or in a nursing home. It explains all that clearly. And then we go into the claims concierge right here. All 4 steps of how the concierge service works really goes into great detail in this because it's such a big selling point. And then the last part of this, the third part, is really just a summary of what was already explained. Here's the premium for the policy, showing the age, name of the clients, and then it's just showing you what the benefits would be at these ages that we chose. Cash value, death benefit, long-term care benefit. And then the last part of this, the last slide, we're even helping you guys sell this again. Why do this now? Reasons to start sooner rather than later. Lower premiums. Every time you age, every year you age, your premiums go up. But even more importantly than that, will you be insurable if you wait? That's the biggest risk to waiting, because your health could change or anything can happen. Do this now and get peace of mind. So folks, this is it. This is exciting. You don't need to know how to talk about this, how to sell this, how to explain this. This is all right here. You simply just open up the presentation, you walk them through it. It again really pronounces this and frames this in a way that when clients are looking at this, they know they need to take care of this because they don't want to impact their family. They don't want to go through their portfolio, and they can really get a very clear understanding of how this works. So this is the new presentation. When you call and get a quote from Lewis or Terry, it's going to look like this. It's right now only available for asset care, not available for California yet, and not available for the qualified money solution. Oh, that's coming like in 2 or 3 weeks. So this is something, that you want to get a sample quote on. And by the way, if you don't have this for yourself, the first quote you should ever run is on yourself. I can't urge you enough to take a look at doing that. Before I let you go, first of all, I want to know if you have any questions before we sign out. I would love to answer any questions you have. Every Tuesday at 2 p.m., I do a full-on product training. I know that Best Agency, Lewis, is doing a great job of inviting you to that. I can't urge you enough to jump on those. We do a real deep dive into the product and we show you how to use it. And the other thing I want to throw at you is one of the things that we'll do for best agencies, advisors, and agents is if you're interested in doing consumer workshops, that is something that we will not only present at for you, we'll market it, we'll promote it, we'll pay for it, and we'll even help you along with your partners at Best Agency be a part of the assisted sales and the virtual meetings. So again, we're not just thrusting product down your throat. We're giving you tools, we're giving you marketing, and we're really helping become a part of your distribution to make this a bigger part of your business. So I want to open up to any questions or commentary that you guys might have. And always feel free to reach out to me, even after today, if you have any questions.
Any questions out there? Looks like you did an awesome job, Keith. No questions.
Usually that's what that means, right? Let's hope.
I guess so. Or they're shy. It could go either way.
There's a lot. I talk, I don't take a breath because I want to stay within the time limit. There's a lot to cover, but yeah.
Well, I appreciate the time. Gentlemen, just a couple of standout news. I think I had a couple of poll questions. Let's see if I can figure out how to do that there. So hopefully we'll get that out to you. So real quick, One America has some standout features. We got the asset care, we got the annuity care, we have unlimited benefits, joint life, and the claims concierge. Keith, I think it's important that we talk 30 seconds on the claims concierge, because you mentioned to me a very it was mind-blowing when you told it to me, but my mind is not, you can blow it very easily. The indemnity versus reimbursement. When the reimbursement goes to the concierge claims department, it almost blows that whole argument out the water. Can you explain to me how that works, or explain to them how that works?
Absolutely. And I love that you brought that up. There's a narrative that indemnity is just so easy. They send you a check, and reimbursement, it's much more challenging. You've got to pay all the bills up front, keep, fastidious, receipts, send those in to get reimbursed. What's great about reimbursement is a part of the way our company will work with you is we'll do direct billing. And there's nothing easier than that. So when you call our claims concierge department, they're going to help you with the claims paperwork. They're going to set up a plan of care, and then they're going to say, are you working with a home care agency? Who are you working with? What we'll do is we will set up a direct bill arrangement with them. So the clients don't have to pay their home care agency or services and then collect those receipts and submit them for reimbursements. They just tell us who that agency is, and One America will pay the home care workers directly, or the agency directly. The clients will still receive invoices from the home care agency just so they can keep track and know what's going back and forth between us and the agency. But we can set that up out of the gate. Nothing is easier. All the client does is receives the care, they get the invoices, and at the end of the year, they're going to get an LTC 1099. Nothing's taxable. It's just an informational showing you what benefits were paid out on your behalf, but it's all tax-free. There is nothing easier than that. Direct billing is, to me, top-notch as far as fast, easy, quick, and uninvolvement by the client, the insured standpoint.
So in essence, it works just like someone's health insurance plan.
Exactly like that.
Go to the doctor, and the doctor takes care of those claims and sends it off to the insurance company. Insurance company takes care of it. That's how, it's easily explained to the client.
Exactly.
Hey Keith,
Exactly.
there's a message out there. Just wanted to make sure you touched on it. Is the proposal generation available to the agent, or is it a best agency exclusive?
So what you want to do, so if you are appointed with us and you can get into our One America One source site where you can run quotes, then you can go in and run these quotes and there you could run the presentation. It's the same thing like you would go in now to run an illustration. It's all there. Everything's the same, but there's this little green button now at the bottom that says sales presentation. You click that and it transforms and imports everything into this with just a few quick clicks. But what I highly recommend, unless you feel really comfortable quoting right now, is work through best agency. Because what you're going to want to do is make sure that you're putting the right thing in front of your clients. They really know these products. This is why you're partnering with such a prestigious BGA, because you'll be able to work with them, put the right solution in front of them, because there's so many ways that you can quote and present this. So I recommend, unless you feel really comfortable doing it yourself, which you can, to work with best agency and have them run your quotes with you. You do need to be contracted to do. I mean, there is a back end way around that using our rate calculator. You don't need to be contracted. I even have a little how-to video on that. But I urge you to work with Lewis and Terry and let them run the quotes.
Perfect. And I swear I did not ask him to say any of those nice things about us. Checks
I'm
in the mail,
expecting a
Keith.
check in the mail.
Yeah, checks in the mail. Checks in the mail. Any other questions out there? You can unmute yourself or throw it in the chat box before
I
we
see something in chat. Let's see
end.
what's there.
Yeah, that's the question.
Oh, that's what you read to me.
Yeah, that's
Okay,
the
yeah.
one I just brought up.
Got you. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Anything else? All right. So it looks like we are on the money for our time. Once again, thank you everyone for joining us
And your
today.
question,
Yes, sir. Go for it.
the policy is guaranteed renewable for life?
No, the policy, by the way, hey, David, how are you? The policy is non-cancelable, which is far more advantageous than guaranteed renewable. Guaranteed renewable means that we could raise and increase the pricing based on class and state. That's how nearly all traditional long-term care policies, which
Right.
gives them the
So they
ability.
can't raise the rates and they can't drop you.
That's right. Actually, the way it's considered, we are non-cancelable guaranteed
That's
renewable,
correct.
which means we can't raise rates, we can't drop, we're locked in. And, I love telling people we're doing this
The rates are covered for life. There's no increase in rates for life of the policy.
for the
Does it
life
say
of the
that?
policy.
Does it say that on the declaration page? No rate
Yes, it does.
increase?
It says it's non-cancelable and it defines
No,
it.
no, forget non-cap. I'm talking about no rate increase on the policy. Does it say that?
Fairly certain it says the policy premiums are locked in. Yes.
It says that on the declaration
I'm
page?
fairly certain it says that. Yes.
Excuse me?
Well,
Yes. Yes.
he's fairly certain that it does say that, but
Oh, you're
we'll
not
double
sure?
check that, David.
No, I'm fairly certain it says that.
Yep. Good
Yeah.
deal. Good deal.
Has
It's
the rate?
it's a whole life plan, correct?
Right.
All right.
Yeah.
And it's
So
non-cancelable.
Okay.
premiums are guaranteed on the whole life
Premiums are
plan.
guaranteed.
Right.
Yep.
And
All
when they
right.
receive the cash value, can you borrow against the cash value, and then that's deducted from from face amount, and
Yes, you can.
does
You
it
would never want to. You really wouldn't want to, but you can.
does it have an automatic premium loan?
I don't know. That's automatic premium loan.
Well, let's
But
say they don't pay let's say something happens to a checking account, and you got some cash value. Will the policy still be paid? Automatic premium loan?
no, you would have to keep making those premium payments.
No, but if they don't make the premium payment, they're not covered.
No, that they're not covered. There is no automatic premium loan.
So the policy, it's like life insurance. If you have a cash value, the cash value is taken out of the policy, and the death benefits it would be paid out. You're saying to me they
Oh,
have cash?
you're saying on a loan, if there's a loan
No, no,
against
not
it.
on a loan. I'm talking about the policy itself has cash value. If that policy lapses, are they still insured?
The policy lapses, there'll be some coverage available, yes, as
You
paid
say
up.
some coverage. I'm talking about the full face amount.
No, you will.
No,
You will
Why?
have the policy.
the policy's lapse is there's no coverage in force.
No, after 31 days. if there's something happened to their checking account, do they take the cash value out of the policy to pay the premium and the insurance is in force?
No,
No.
Why?
I,
Whole life, is this a whole life policy or a
it's whole life.
universal?
It's whole
All
life.
whole life policies have cash value. After 31 days, if a policy lapses, that cash value pays the death benefit.
I've never heard that we've done that before, but David, I'll check and find out for you.
Yep. We'll
Well,
double check it for you,
That's
David.
important because people get messed up with their checking accounts.
Yeah, it doesn't happen often.
Well, it doesn't
I've
happen
never,
often, but if it happens
David,
once, then you're gonna need an O claim. By
I'm
the way,
doing state.
you need an O for One America,
Yes,
right?
you do.
You do.
Yes, you do.
Yeah.
Okay. Do you
Absolutely.
need
I'm doing
AML
it
as
for
well?
8 years. It's the first time I've ever
Yeah.
had that question asked for me.
Do you need AML?
Yeah, you need AML
Yeah.
for any permanent policies that you're selling.
Right.
Okay. So you
All
find
right.
out about the automatic. There's no automatic premium loan, but find out if the policy lapses after 31 days. Is there any coverage?
We'll
I
get
will,
back with you on
I
that
will
one,
find
sir.
out for you,
Well, that's
David. I'll find
important.
All right. Yep.
All
We'll
whole
find
life
out. We'll
policies,
double check it. We'll double
excuse
check
me,
it.
all life policies, Keith, have APL on there.
Okay.
I'm sure. Let us double check it. I
I'll
never
double
want to
check
give
on
out
that.
information that I'm not 100% certain on. So with that said, let us double
We'll
check
find
and
out.
confirm it.
Right.
All right.
All right.
Right.
Very good. Lewis, thanks again for hosting another great
Absolutely.
webinar. You know, I think very much value the FaceTime with you and your
Thank you, Keith.
distribution.
Thank
So
you,
thank you.
Lewis.
All right, guys.
Appreciate you.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Absolutely. Hey, Keith, thank you. Thank you very much for your time. I appreciate it. We look forward to doing another session with you guys, another workshop with you guys in the very near future. Let's talk again. Guys, I will be reaching out to every single one who attended, and we'll answer any questions you may have on the side. No problems there. Thank you very much for your attendance. We look forward to helping you out in your long-term care and insurance business and helping you increase your business revenue. Thank you very much. I appreciate it.
Take care.